Detroit prepping. Sippin Saturday. Welcome, welcome. Two people, must be my mom and dad. Hi mom, hi dad. What's up, Lone Star? It's Sippin Saturday. Got some whiskey this time. I'm a little behind schedule with the sewer explosion. Yeah, this is the first day I could get back on schedule. I've never been knee deep, then asshole deep, and then elbow deep in sewer until last week. Back on schedule though, and I got a fabulous bottle of tequila for Tuesday. I made that face several times. Yeah. Yeah. But it's all good now. I've been test flushing all kinds of stuff down there. It's brand new 4-inch, a few backflow valves, backflow preventers. Yeah, they're not a valve. Backflow preventers, a couple clean outs, expansions. Should be good to go for another 100 years. Those ribs are looking awfully good. I honestly don't shop that way. At the meat markets, I haven't noticed a change in, say, the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, give or take some change on the per pound price, but I haven't come across any shortages. I haven't come across any outrageous or ridiculous prices. However, I was a little jealous that you only paid $2.48, I think you said, for gasoline. We are firm at $2.66, and most places it's about $2.80. Diesel $2.99 every day of the week. Maybe the past 2 years. So, Lone Star, how's your garden going? How about that super duper blackout in New York? Anybody that comes by the chat, how are you today? Billy Bird? Gosh, I want to start growing cucumbers the way I've been eating pickles lately. I don't know what it is about a good kosher dill spear, but I can't get enough of them lately. Yeah, I mean, the power went out in the middle of Manhattan. I mean, short of the few petty crimes, and I really don't see arson being a major issue. I'm sure they'll be fine. Hell, they're all prepared, right? Well, thank you for stopping by, Billy. I like your channel. I'll be spending more time on it, that's for sure. It's where I want to be sooner than later. Outdoors always. It is our channel. Whether it's big or little, much content or not. I enjoy it, so maybe somebody else will. Well, thank you so much. I wish I could post much nicer videos, but unfortunately I have some small issues that I'm dealing with, but nothing I can't handle. You are so welcome, sir. It has absolutely been my pleasure to let everyone who would like to listen to me watch my videos, and I can't believe how much content my neighbors gave me. I'd have to believe that the ice raids have already been underway. I don't have any kind of inside information. I'm speaking strictly from a gut feeling. Um, and if they haven't started already, it won't be Sunday, but it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday or a few days after when everybody's calm and, on the news and calling Trump a liar and a faker and a punk and whatever else, disgusting words they want to call the man. Yeah, my neighbors rock something. I'm not sure what kind of crack rock it is, but they go hard. They go harder than I've ever seen. Yeah, we'll see. Um, I don't understand what the debate, the problem, the reasoning behind the delay. I mean, I've seen people at my place of employment be arrested for outstanding tickets they received during a traffic infraction, led away in handcuffs, and then detained in jail for I think it was 23 days until their court hearing. And, they were separated from their child and they had all kinds of other problems, I'm sure, but nobody was outraged. Nobody gave them a extra 5 days to take care of it or special consideration because of the circumstances. I mean, we're all running from something. Lone Star, what kind of beer do you drink? Billy Bird, I hope it's not just an illusion. I can't even imagine what a one world government would look like. I mean, we can't even agree with our neighbors about anything. And now we're going to have every man, woman, and child that walks the face of this earth submit to one set of rules. I can't imagine a population as large as the world has now. All using the same ID, speaking the same language. That's a scary world. Well, I think we should start working together and achieving some of our common goals. I mean, I don't have the same experience a bartender does, but I drank at a bar before, so I'm at least as qualified to have a House of Representatives seat in the U.S. Senate, or I'm sorry, the U.S. Congress, and I am 25 years old. I have been a citizen for more than 7 years. I believe I am able to open a bank account for contributions to my campaign fund. Maybe it's a campaign fund. And I'd say 95% of Americans are also qualified for this. So while they are sitting there making up new laws, and we're sitting here making videos about how shitty the law they made is, there's not much to do but line up and fill out that paperwork. I think it's a $100 filing fee if you don't spend the time to get all the signatures required to have your name put on the ballot. Well, my advice is this. In my opinion, state government comes after you've spent time in the federal government. Now, our forefathers made it very easy for U.S. citizens to hold every office. The requirements for a House seat in Congress are simply what I said. You must be 25 years old. You must have been a citizen of these United States for 7 years. You must be able to open a bank account, and those are the requirements. Now, when you get to the Senate, I believe the only requirement that changes is that you must be 30 years old instead of 25 years old. I mean, most of these elections are won, and they only have 4 to 8% voter turnout. I mean, in most of these elections, we're talking about 2,000 to 3,000 people electing someone to represent 200,000. I mean, it's easy enough for them to do it. It has to be that much easier for us to do it. I mean, all I ever profess to be is smarter than everybody I've ever seen sitting up there in any kind of office. So, you know, I have thought about it. I am going to do it. I believe my district is District 14. Monday, I'll be going to the bank to open the proper accounts. I got $100, so when I make my next video and I complain about how bad and shitty things are, I will at least know that I tried to change how shitty and bad all the things are. And if I get really lucky, maybe I'll be able to go to the house and fix a couple things. I held my laugh back, Billy Bird. I mean, iffy is not even really a word. Lone Star. Shit, you're down in Texas, man. You should be running for president of Texas. I'm sure you haven't done anything worse than the Honorable Mr. President we have now. Yeah, I like to see that too until I watch some of my videos. I see the value in a script. Maybe not so much because I'm trying to convince you of something that's not true, but when I make my videos, the lead up to it, I have so many things to say, and by the time I hit record, sit down and do the video, I sped right past half of them. And I guess that's just me not being formally trained as a speaker, or maybe not having my notes in front of me. But I am considering notes. Billy Bird, what are these very bad things they do in Texas? Please tell me more. Billy Bird, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from, or where do you live right now? And Lone Star, are those ribs done yet? My fiance, which will be my wife in 28 days, would like me to stop smoking. I realize the benefits of not smoking, but I do grow my own tobacco, and of all the things I could do to kill myself, there is a certain amount of sanity I find in a cigarette. Now I have gone days, weeks, months without them because of where I was, and where I was didn't allow smoking, and I'm sure as hell not gonna get up, get dressed, go outside, walk down the smoke, come back. I'm just not gonna do that. And when I do practice out in the woods, I don't take cigarettes with me. So I don't know if I'll ever quit. But I have prepared to be able to smoke cigarettes even when shit hits the fan. Well, thanks for stopping by, Food Forest. I appreciate it. I wish you the best of luck. Catch some fish. Well, I bet the Appalachian Mountains are beautiful. Um, how long did you smoke before you quit? Alright, Lone Star, ship me up a couple bones. Looking good. I'll take 2 bones from the short side, 1 bone from the long side. Well, I'll definitely say it's good advice to stop smoking, period. Um, of all the things in this crazy world, though, it's probably the thing that's killing me the slowest. Oh yes, I saw the deliciousness. So, Lone Star, what'd you think about the construction workers next door today? Was that not about as good as it gets? Yes, sir, we do. I guess that's what makes us only men and not gods. Well, I use construction workers loosely. Um, they were probably some guys that responded to a Craigslist ad, I'm imagining. But this is the second crew, and they started this project 15 days ago, and they're good for about 1 or 2 squares a day. Obviously they leave messes the likes of which I've never seen before, and usually don't come back the 3rd or 4th day. Yeah, the dodo birds with the sawhorses. It's all there on camera. I'm not making it up. If I had walked into a bar and sat next to you and told you this story, you'd probably thank me for my time and tell me to have a good day. But I have hundreds of these videos. And at the rate I'm going, I'll be getting dozens and dozens for the next few months. I have to be honest with you, that house has been empty for 3 years now. Originally, the squatters set the house on, well, the squatters had their 6 to 8 year old child set the house on fire, and the fire department came, put the fire out, chopped holes in the roof, and for 2.5 years the water ran inside the house, freezing, thawing continuously, and it started on the first floor of the water. The roof has been open 30% on one side and maybe 5 to 10% on the other side, and it's gone through 3 to 4 seasons of snow, rain, snow, rain, snow, rain, snow, animals. I think these guys are really fighting a losing battle. They're gonna have $100,000 into a $50,000 house. I don't understand the math. I assure you, Lone Star, there is mold, there is rot. That wood has literally been exposed to the elements that deteriorate trees in years, for years. I mean, there's been no doors on the house, there's been no windows. Just the sheer amount of moisture that falls from the sky in Michigan equals 25, 32 inches a year. Then you have a half-inch water pipe somewhere in the house filling the house from the top floor down. I mean, it's an investor who bought the house in an auction for $8,000. He's never been here, he's never seen it. He's communicating with people 15 states away that are telling him, oh yeah, we got this, don't you worry about it. And the end result will be these guys will destroy a house that is already destroyed even more, and I'll have to clean my driveway up and this and that. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos. The overgrowth is so outrageous that 3 times a year, well, last year I did it 3 times. This year I've only done it once. I have to rent a backhoe and scrape the 4 feet that separates my driveway from their house clear of trees and weeds and grass and shingles that have fallen off of the house. It's amazing to me what's going on over there, but we'll see how it turns out. They do not call them dodo birds for nothing. And maybe I'm crazy, but aren't dodo birds extinct? I wonder. Man, you need to clear that fence line and put 8-foot barbed wire fencing, razor wire on top. It's still pretty early, Billy Bird. I catch them sometimes. Well, it's 9:35. It's probably getting dark in New York about now. I wonder what we'll have to watch on the nightly news. Sounds like you'll be well on your way to securing your property. I wish I could put a 8-foot brick wall around my house here. Maybe I'll investigate that more. So, Lone Star, what do you think about running for a House of Representatives seat in the U.S. Congress for Texas? I'd love to see you in Washington. Well, Billy Bird, I definitely have several other properties in the state of Michigan and outside of the state of Michigan. I definitely have over a half a dozen ways to get the fuck out of town. I'm not even a mile from the river. EMP proof vehicles. Tons of bicycles. I even got little wagons to pull behind them. Yeah, you know, I'll do the best that I can, and I'm as ready as I can be. I definitely talk about it in one of my videos, Billy. I've been training for shit hit the fan for going on 10 years now. I'm as ready as any man could be. Got it. Lone Star, you gotta tell your wife that if you build the wall, she can hang flowers on it. I mean, I've tried to come up with all kinds of stuff to convince my girlfriend. Barbed wire on top of the fence is good now that she's my fiance. 2 rows of barbed wire on top of the fence are good. It hasn't worked yet, but I'll never stop trying. Yeah, I managed to get all those shingles shoveled back over just a little further so I could pull my car in and park in my driveway. I hope they're not upset. And I've seen a lot of work done on roofs. I've done a lot of work on roofs. If somebody shows up to work on your 14-12 pitch roof with 2 6-inch roof jacks, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I promise you. Lone Star, you gotta get one of those mannish bush hog things with the whipping. I think you can get one for like 30 days on trial and send it back because you're done with it. And it's not as good as you thought it'd be. And just out of curiosity, Lone Star, if you don't mind answering, how far are you from a water source that is yearly available? I guess that would be, a lake that doesn't dry up, a river that runs through. And Lone Star, did you see Backcountry Prep's crane video today? Now, I'm highly disappointed that he did not ride the crane up or down. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I was a little disappointed in him. Yeah, I have a few properties in Michigan with wells, and two of them have double wells, and the second well is a hand pump, which is terrible in Michigan because it freezes, but I deal with that. And the other wells, I don't have 12 volt, the ability to use 12 volts to pump the water, but I do have an inverter that will at least run the 240 so I can pump if the hand pump is frozen. The electrically controlled pumps are within dwellings, so I don't have a freezing issue as much as I would with the hand pump wells. I have to imagine yours are oh, that's weird. I want how deep are your wells in Texas? What? Alright, well, hand pumps are out for you. Wow. Yeah. I guess that's the difference between Texas and Michigan. Woo! 328 feet. Holy cow. You ain't digging that with a shovel. Billy Bird, do you use municipal water or are you on a well too? And Lone Star, do you use reverse osmosis to filter that water or another technique? You drink it straight out of the ground? Pioneer style? Do they allow you, Lone Star, to have multiple wells on your property? Yeah, it sounds delicious. Our water in Michigan that comes out of the wells is drinkable, absolutely. But man, does it taste like shit. I use a reverse osmosis filter, and for the hand pump wells, you know, if it gets to that point, I really don't care how it tastes. That's all we need to know. Water magically comes out of it. I must admit that the municipal water the city of Detroit sells you is not bad. Short of the fact that my feed pipe is lead, which I will be changing over to copper. I have to say it's pretty darn good and pretty darn convenient. Um, Probably the chlorine smell taste is the most offensive, and it's very light. And usually, if you pour a glass of water, put it in the refrigerator for 5 minutes to chill, I'm not sure that the residual chlorine in the water evaporates completely, but I've never had an issue with the taste after at least chilling it. Well, I hope you guys find something good, Lone Star. Billy Bird, I think you're right. The glasses I filled and leave in the refrigerator overnight definitely taste better than the ones I flash cool for 5 minutes. um, 2 years ago, I actually added a filter for the whole house, which removes solids and has a carbon filter and has a filter that removes chlorine and about 5 or 6 other things. And it's just a 3 cartridge system. Once a year I snap on a new one with the plastic wrench. That's a piece of crap, and I feel safe enough drinking it. Usually I'm drinking a bottled water though, but I don't have too many complaints about the water. I own 2 Berkeys. They are on the counter. They are full. I have many ways to drink water, and they're all delicious. I mean, I live less than a mile from a humongous freshwater source, and I've talked about in some of my other videos that I bet you within 10 miles of me there's not more than the 2 Berkeys I own and maybe a half a dozen Sawyer mini water filters. In prepping, I know nothing more important than water. I guess if you want to come to the 3 minutes without air, okay, you're right. The 3 seconds without hope, okay. But once you realize you don't have water, we're talking days, not weeks. Yeah, that would be a pretty good video to make. I'm a big investor in raw carbon and bags of fine sand and Sawyer mini water filters. I think at this point I'm the proud owner of more than 60. Any way to clean water. I have bucket systems I've developed. God, how important water is. I wonder how our brothers and sisters in New York are doing. I mean, it is Manhattan. Crazy story I kept hearing over and over again on the news is that all these people couldn't pay their bills at restaurants. What were they to do? You know, when the power goes out, and it's out for more than hours, are you really worried about how you're going to pay the bill? Especially in Texas, Lone Star. I mean, I know you don't live in the desert, but there's not anything I can think of more important than water, especially when you live as far south as you do. Well, Lone Star, if you watch part 1 and part 2 of my video, I talk about the gold I own. Right now I own 51 ounces of gold. Silver, I got a lot of silver. In kilogram bars, I have about 70 right now. Coins that are pure silver, I have 200. Eisenhower dollars, Kennedy half dollars, I'm sitting at about $6,500 face value. That's all for now. I mean, I can't eat the shit. That's the problem. I can't eat it, and it's hard to carry around. So I have some for a financial restart if needed, but I don't think I'll invest in any more. And the prices I purchased the metals at are thousands of dollars, or is $1,000 a go, $1,000 a go for gold. And for some strange reason, silver's always been between 10 and 15 bucks since I've been purchasing it. So to stockpile more of that, maybe, but I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt baller. I doubt baller. But maybe I'd be able to buy a couple nice suits and a horse or 3, and I got the food and stuff covered. Just enough to eke out an existence and maybe pay a couple ransoms if they kidnap family members. Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought gold since 1997, 98, 97. And when I was buying gold Cougarans, decorative art bars, the most I ever paid for one was like 310 bucks or something like that, 315 bucks. And when I first started buying them, I'd get, 3 of them for 850 bucks out the door. So I can't see myself spending 1,500 bucks for one of them nowadays. It'll be a hard sell for me. Yeah, but like I said, when I first started buying silver, it was 10 to 15 bucks. So, I got into buying the Ampex kilogram bars, and I was usually buying them for $490, and I've paid as much as $570, something like that, for them. And you get to a point where they're stacked up and as tall as you, and what like. Yep, there they are. I mean, I remember everybody talking about silver went to $50 an ounce or something like that. I didn't get the phone call. And if it went to $50, it wasn't for a year or two, that's for sure. So Lone Star, how did you finally get your parents into prepping? And Billy Bird, how long have you been into the outdoor lifestyle? Well, how long have you been living the outdoor lifestyle? Well, Lone Star, look who's balling now, man. Well, I've heard an ounce of gold can buy you a fine suit, a fine dinner, and fine lodging for the night. See, I kind of came from the opposite end of that. Now, my father's mother and her mother were gardeners. And when I say gardener, I don't mean they had a little square. And yeah, they lived in the suburbs, but they had 100 by 30, and they grew everything, and they stored things, and they canned things, and they dried things, and it wasn't a thought even for a minute that they wouldn't do this stuff. I mean, my great grandmother grew up on a farm. She was married to a sharecropper, and they had no choice but to do these things, and they died hard back then, those ideas. Like I said, my grandmother, who was the daughter of my great-grandmother, grew a garden every year. Every year. Strawberries, carrots, potatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers, cabbage, greens, mustard greens, turnip greens. I mean, you wanted some food, you went in the backyard and got it. And they lived in the suburbs, What kind of work do you do, Lone Star? Dun dun dun. Yeah. I mean, custom cabinets, like the cabinets behind me here that are like linen cabinets and built in and cedar lined, and we'll be able to make it 117 years with tongue and groove. And yeah, I think it's tongue and groove, stuff like that. Or are they custom, like with new materials and new assembly procedures? Because I literally have 60 cabinets in this house. I would fly somebody in to advise and possibly refresh. Alright, Lone Star. I may want to employ you for a few weeks. But I'm going to make sure I get you to come here in the middle of winter so you can see all the beauty of snow. Well, Lone Star, I'm going to contact you, maybe send you a few photos. Definitely like to talk to you more if I can employ you as a resource to ease the pain of this unbelievable job I have ahead of me, which, by the way, I'm supposed to have all done before December 24th when the baby arrives. I better get back to work. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. I appreciate everybody for taking a minute, listen to me babble, watch me sip on this Saturday. And I hope everyone will check out my channel, give me some thumbs up, likes, give me some thumbs down, I don't care. But please have a good day.